item.
C, approval of the October 28th, 2025 meeting minutes.
Move approval. Support.
Okay, we have an approval and support. Any discussion, comments? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions? Okay, motion passes. Next item.
D, unfinished business. There is none listed.
Next item.
Item 1, under new business, requesting commission approval of Amendment 5 to a 2-year professional services contract with a 1-year option to renew with 10 Mile Creek Excavating to resurface an additional 50 lane miles in 2025 as part of the heavy maintenance program and for pavement removal within Wayne County Road rights of way and Michigan Department of Transportation freeways and trunk lines.
Okay, thank you. Someone here on this item?
Good morning,
Morning.
County Commissioners. How are you today? Steve Shea, Division Director of Wayne County Roads. So this one here is 10 Mile Creek is our milling contractor. One of the things is that we're trying to reach a real heavy number this year. I'm sure you guys will be quite surprised when the numbers come out. We've been doing fairly well with resurfacing our roads. So 10 Mile Creek is our milling contractor, which they have to go in prior to us resurfacing any roads.
So you're still working on the roads.
Absolutely.
I saw something
Absolutely.
today. I know you're still working on it. So how much longer do you think are you just waiting to see what the weather?
We will go as far as the weather will allow us to go. But technically the rule of thumb is that if it gets below 35 degrees or so,
Yeah,
but we will go right now as soon as the weather holds
Yeah.
up and so we can reach our really big numbers.
that's awesome. So is some of this money or some of this with 10 Mile being used for the Township Road Initiative as well?
It could be,
Okay,
absolutely.
okay, because I know there was a mention of that, and I know we're going to be approving some IGAs
Correct.
at the meeting today.
5 Mile is done, Commissioner.
I know, I wrote on it today. It looks awesome. Thank you.
All right.
And I'm sure the police department's thrilled, and
Sure they are.
so, yeah.
I got the next 4, Commissioner.
Okay.
Mackey, so
Any questions on this one? All right, Madam Clerk, next item.
Item 2, requesting commission approval of Amendment 2 to a 3-year professional services contract with 2 1-year options to renew with Florence Cement Company to continue to perform concrete patching and drainage structure repairs throughout the county on an as-needed basis.
Okay, this is a $4 million contract.
correct.
So go ahead.
So Florence Cement is our concrete and cement contractor. Hopefully to be utilized for next year, probably into the subdivisions in performing concrete patches as well as repairing catch basins.
Okay. And so there's no options to renew this contract after this. So this is through May of 2026. So I'm assuming that this is going to be going out to bid at
Probably
some
go out
point.
to bid at some point. Right now, we just want to
Yep,
keep,
yep,
keep moving forward.
yep, for sure. Any questions on this? Oh, no, this is great. And if the weather can keep holding out like this, I mean, we had a little blurb on the weekend, but
Hmm.
okay, no questions on this? Next item, Madam Clerk?
Item 3, requesting commission approval of Amendment 1 to a 3-year professional services contract with a 1-year option to renew with 22nd Century Technologies for on-site staffing and management services for the Department of Public Services centralized call center activities.
All right, this is funded Act 51. And tell us about this.
So commissioners, this 22nd Century Technologies are the folks that handle our 24/7 phone calls. And they're the ones when the complaints come in, they'll take the complaint and write SRs for it. So just to let you know, this is just to continue the contract because we cannot be without an answering service here. We're a 24/7 service. However, we are going out for bid for this particular one. We wanted to make some changes that we thought would be better suitable for the operation.
Okay, so you'll go out to bid after, well, this ends in February.
Right.
So you're gonna be going out to bid before
We'll be
that.
going up bid for
Okay.
that prior to that, yes.
Okay. And if you want any feedback, many of the commissioners about
I'm very
Yeah,
well.
not right now, but when you go out to bid, I just have some
That would be
suggestions that
great,
we've
you know,
encountered.
but we're aware with some of the flaws they have, and this is one of the reasons we are going out for bid.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Well, as that gets closer after the holidays, maybe you'll want to just hear from a few of us.
Absolutely.
Okay. Sounds good. Go ahead.
Thank you, through the chair. What's is six the right number of people? When you think about the volume of calls, so this company is for 6 people. I'm assuming that's what the contract, there's 6 people currently manning the center right now. Is that the right number?
Well, currently, they had lesser people than that because
Okay.
we put a lot of heat on them. You know, they did increase their staff. You know, however, they run between 3 and 4 people and they rotate. You know,
Mm,
it's morning shift and afternoon shift, and then the midnight shift we cover. The Wayne County covers with our employee. But other than that, they just switch people around. Yeah, so
So
I
it's
think
6 rotating, not
right.
6 on call at
No,
one
no,
time.
they're rotating.
Okay. And then one more through the chair. What service does Source Corp currently provide to the county?
So this company in
Yes.
particular, so they answer all their phones. They
Not
take,
Century 22. There's a current vendor, Source Corp, which is, it says, is the current vendor on the site. I was just wondering what service Source Corp currently provides.
I don't really know what that is.
Okay.
They're the ones, they're the vendors. They're the ones that provide the employees. They're the ones who take all the messages. I don't know who Source
Who
Corp
Source
is.
Corp is?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a page that says, will 22nd, the question, will 22nd Century Technology be providing the computer equipment necessary for their staffing personnel? Or will the county incur an additional expense for this? And the response was, the county will provide the computer equipment that is currently being used by the current vendor Source Corp, which is used in-house and county-owned. But I was just wondering, is that the,
We provide
they're
all the
providing a
cell phone
computer?
service and computers.
oh, so it's through the county?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Yeah, I see where you're talking about that.
Hmm,
Okay.
Good question.
Okay, maybe we can talk to our staff and just see where that came from.
Thank you.
All right, any other questions on this item? Okay, Madam Clerk, the next item?
Item 4, requesting commission approval of Amendment 6 to a 1-year purchase order with a 1-year option to renew with Cadillac Asphalt for the purchase and delivery of hot mix asphalt to various job sites for resurfacing of an additional 50 lane miles in 2025 as part of the heavy maintenance program.
Okay,
So the same thing with that, commissioners. We are doing additional 50 lane miles and we need the funds for that pretty much to keep us rolling. But we are going to go out to bid for, for the SHMA supplemental contract, whether Cadillac or Ajax or whoever. But this one is just for the material, so we can get that portion of our land miles.
so if we don't finish the rest of the lane miles, that'll just carry over into the next spring?
I believe we will finish.
Okay.
We
All
are
right.
finish that this year.
That's, yeah, great. All right, any questions on this?
I was surprised in the next meeting what our numbers are going to be.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. I know all of us are seeing work in our areas, so it's much appreciated.
Welcome. Anything else for me?
No, anything else? All right, thanks, Steve.
Thank you very much.
Okay, next item.
Item 5, requesting commission approval of a 3-year intergovernmental agreement with a 1-year option to renew with Detroit Region Aerotropolis Development Corporation for a preliminary engineering analysis for the Pennsylvania Grade Separation Project in the city of Romulus and the Charter Township of Huron.
Okay. Good morning.
Good morning, Madam Chair. Good morning, Commissioners. I'm Alan Ko. I'm the Assistant Division Director of Engineering.
So tell us about this project.
Okay, this particular item pertains to the agreement, an intergovernmental agreement, which we call IGA. It's a agreement between Wayne County and the Detroit Regional Aerotropolis Development Corporation, in short, CRA or DRA. They will be providing the full amount of over $1 million to do the preliminary engineering analysis for the Pennsylvania Grade Separation Project. And basically, they're funding the entire scope of the project. So, and no cost to the to Wayne County.
Oh, great.
What is our responsibility for this project? The county will arrange for the bidding award and the contract and administer the contract for the project. So basically, we're going to manage the hiring of the company who's going to do the analysis, and we're going to manage the project.
Okay,
So,
great.
if maybe somebody is interested of knowing what is Detroit Regional Aerotropolis Development Corporation. So, so it is a public-private economic development partnership focused on the area around the Detroit Metropolitan Airport and Wheeler Run Airport in Southeast Michigan. They're not a private business itself. It is a regional development organization created or governed by public bodies. So where do they get their funds? Right. So okay, mix of the funding is a mix from public infrastructure financing from state and federal. Also contribution from member jurisdiction and development driven by investments.
So did they approach us about this separation, or did the county approach them?
Actually, it's they originally they talked to the local agency and they applied for funding for this bridge, but unfortunately they were not successful in getting that funding, which is about 80 million. And that's the reason why they're doing this analysis, so they can, like reapply and give them more justification why we need the funding. So that's why we're doing this analysis.
So they will, after this analysis, they will continue to look for funding for this.
That is correct.
Oh, good. Okay. Go ahead.
It's actually, thank you, Madam Chair. It's not actually about this project, but I know there's a lot of initiatives to do grade separations because of the problems at the railroad tracks of long trains and emergency vehicles. But recently, Wayne County had a meeting with Senator Darren Camilleri, and I was just wondering if we could get an update on that grade separation that is happening in your district or Alex's district.
Alex's now.
But it affects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the Allen grade separation?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know
So,
an update about what's going on there?
We just have the executed contract from all the utilities within the right of way of railroad, and as soon as they finalize everything, we're gonna start doing the relocation first of all those utilities. And after that, then we're gonna do the actual construction of the bridge.
So the utilities you're still working on the utility?
They do have their contract now. They're now doing their design. They're doing whatever they need to do to start the relocation.
Okay. So then the construction of the bridge starts next after?
Yes, hopefully soon.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
So how's it determined, which bridge would be next? which separation would be next? Is it traffic patterns or?
Basically, safety is one of the major factor
The
in this
safety.
particular case, the island grade separation. It takes, when the train passes that road, it takes a long time for the public to cross the railroad. And that's a major issue for emergency, like ambulance, fire trucks. And so most of the time is the safety is the one major factor. Obviously,
Yeah,
it's also
this is not just a Michigan problem. Throughout the country, they're looking at all these grade separations that cost $1 zillion. So, yeah. Any more questions on this one? Okay, thank you.
The next one is also
Okay, Madam
5,
Clerk?
6, and 7.
Yeah, Madam Clerk, you could read 6 and 7.
Item 6, requesting commission approval of an intergovernmental agreement with the Charter Township of Redford for the local partnering initiative for township roads for the local road improvements program. And item 7, requesting commission approval of an intergovernmental agreement with Plymouth Township for the local partnering initiative for township roads for the local road improvements program.
Okay, so these are our first 2 IGAs, right?
That is correct.
Okay.
And we still have another 7 more to go.
Okay, so Redford's gonna put in approximately half,
That's correct,
and
madam.
then Plymouth Township's gonna put in the whole $1 million.
Yes.
Okay.
So we're matching.
Yes,
uh,
matching the million
Yes,
and a half.
yes.
Okay,
Construction will start in spring.
Okay.
And hopefully they're going to be done before like summer. But
Okay.
these 2 projects are going to be performed by the township.
oh, completely by the townships? Okay. Okay, so where do the rest of the IGAs stand? The 7? More?
We have sent all those IGA to the local to the township.
Okay.
We're just waiting for their signature. As soon as they gave us those signature, we're gonna be sending it to our committee here for approval.
Okay, and so are some of the townships going to try and use Wayne County?
Some of them we're gonna be doing the projects for them.
Okay,
I think 3 or 4 township,
okay.
and the rest is gonna be done by them.
And so do you think the timeline, if we can get all these IGAs signed, will be next spring? Like we'll start?
Yes, because it's too late to start now.
Oh, I know
so-
that, yeah, but I didn't know if they had to hold on because there's so many of them. But they all should start in the spring sometimes, as long as everything's in order.
Yeah, that's our discussion with them, that they need to start in spring.
Okay, and we still have another 6 or 7 million,
We still have about $7
million
right?
still. So we'll just keep
Yeah,
continuing.
we try to call them, follow up with them and see where they are. And
But I mean, we have an additional like 6 or 7 million on top of this.
yes.
Yeah,
yeah,
okay. All right,
We have about 7 million.
on top of this, okay.
Okay.
Commissioner,
Yes, have you all created some sort of timeline for the communities to be able to respond before you go to the next phase? Because on the next round, I should say, or how long are you going to keep the various rounds open?
For the next round of funding, we already announced it to them. So they're gonna be looking at the projects that they want to do. And some of them are already incorporated to our IGA.
oh, okay.
I think 2 township, they incorporated the additional funding, so they added more projects. So we only have 1 IGA.
So just wondering, as it relates to the spend ratio, how soon are you looking to, I guess, allocate all of the money this fiscal year, since we got the program up and going, because it took a little while to get things going. So just
Yeah. Our goal is to complete or start the project in spring,
okay.
part 1 and part 2 of the funding. That's our goal. So
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Just a question, maybe for you, Madam Chair. How many townships do we have again in
We have
Wayne County?
9.
9, yeah, I
Okay.
always mix up 8 and 9.
Okay, so we have 9 townships, and we have 7 projects in the Hopper, or you said?
We have 7 more projects that are
9.
IGA that we're waiting.
So all 9 have applied then, all 9
Yeah.
townships applied, okay.
But they haven't, some they don't have the full funds
Right.
to accept. That's why Red Ford is only asking for 500.
Okay, okay.
The maximum that they can have on the first round is 1 million.
Yeah, okay, very good, thank you, I just needed a reminder.
You know, the other thing is the state just passed their budget and and I'm not gonna put you on the spot right now about that, about the state funding for the townships and requiring no match. I don't know all the ins and outs of that. And maybe someone can come to us at some point and explain, not right now, explain to us exactly what that is. Because to me, it was kind of confusing, but I don't know if the counties are getting directions on that funding from the state or what's going on with that.
We'll give you the answer to that next meeting.
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, just a short explanation so we know. Because I was understanding that there didn't have to be a match. Now they had certain money set aside, but yeah, you can tell us later. All right. You don't have the next one.
I have 11.
Okay, you have 11?
Yes.
Okay, let's jump over to 11, Madam Clerk.
Moving to item 11, requesting commission approval of a contract with the Michigan Department of Transportation for road improvements on North Line Road from Telegraph Road to Rachel Road in the city of Taylor.
Okay,
So basically, this is a MDOT agreement, and the project composed of 1.0 miles of concrete patching. And we anticipate to start in this project in spring, and hopefully it's going to be done with weather permits by the end of summer.
okay. Any questions on this? All right, thank you.
And I have 12 and
Okay, you
13.
have the addendas. Okay, can we jump over to that too? All right. Could you read item 12, Madam Clerk?
Moving to item 12 on the addenda, requesting commission approval of a contract with the Michigan Department of Transportation for road improvements on Evergreen Road from Michigan Avenue to Hubbard Road in the city of Dearborn.
Okay,
Basically, 12 and 13 are somewhat similar. They're in that contract. The scope is resurfacing.
okay,
So again, we anticipate that we can start this project by spring, and we anticipated construction end date by end of summer.
okay. Go ahead, Sam.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The construction, the repaving on Evergreen, they've already shut down Evergreen going southbound to Michigan Avenue. So it's already under construction right now. Are you saying they're gonna start in the spring?
This contract, maybe it's a different project because we don't have or MDOT haven't awarded this to any contractor unless they receive this agreement. Could be a different project.
Well, they're redoing Evergreen. I thought, yeah, but that's a county project, not MDOT. The one that's under construction right now.
So it's a different
Some
Project.
different kind of work.
I'm gonna call Steve Shea after, and then I'll ask him.
See
because
where-
these two are MDOT contracts.
Yeah. Okay, Madam Clerk, could you read 13 as well?
Item 13, requesting commission approval of a contract with the Michigan Department of Transportation for road improvements on Easter Road from West Chicago to Schoolcraft Road in the city of Livonia.
Okay, same thing,
Yes,
And-
same thing. So,
in the same timeline?
yes.
Okay. All right, good. Any questions on this item? Okay,
On the number 14, we can discuss it later.
yeah,
also
let's
belongs
finish
to
the
us.
regular agenda and then you're coming up to discuss 14?
yes.
Okay, thank you. We'll just finish out the other
Thank you.
two, vote and then come in. All right, thank you. Oh,
Item 5.
This wouldn't be very,
Sure. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. And we can ask our staff that, too. Yeah. Okay, back to number 8.
Moving back to the agenda, item 8, requesting commission approval of a cooperative agreement with Vermeer of Michigan for the purchase of 2 pump stump cutters.
Okay. Any questions on this?
Yeah.
All right, next item.
Item 9, requesting commission approval of Amendment 3 to an agreement which consists of an addendum and master subscription agreement with 2 one-year options to renew with Brightly Software to continue using computerized management maintenance systems for county facilities and to implement an energy management dashboard to support tracking energy consumption and costs for county-owned and operated facilities.
Okay, someone here on this? Good morning.
Good morning, Madam Chair, Commissioners. I'm Joan Gregg, Deputy Director for Facilities Management and Planning.
Is your mic on?
Could you hear me?
Is your green light on?
Mine is.
Yours is.
Yep.
Is yours?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Maybe you can move the mic a little bit closer. All right?
I know. Speak up. Did you guys get that? Everyone knows me, I think, right? I'm Joan.
Yeah.
Hi.
Alex Smith, Project Manager at Sustainability and Innovation.
Okay. All right, tell us about this.
Well, we're excited. We partnered with the Sustainability and Innovation Department within the EDC to bring together within our software program platform a tracking system for utilities, which has been a long time coming. We're really excited about it. So Alex will be managing that portion of the contract.
Okay, so tell us about how
Yeah.
this works.
So it's essentially just a cloud-based software where we would work with the company, import all of our utility data from DTE, water departments, et cetera, and we'd be able to track on a month-to-month basis our energy consumption, cost, and just track trends and be able to use that to guide, potential projects where we can target improvements and just overall assess our utility and energy spends.
So it looks like we use about $11 million in energy costs in the county a year.
About that.
So you think there's
There's
room
opportunity.
for
There's always opportunity. So,
Yeah.
and I've done this before in past positions of previous roles. So it's definitely beneficial in a way that we can just kind of across the board bring attention and awareness that I'm sure has been lacking in some areas, just to see exactly what we're spending and bring just transparency to our operations overall.
Well, I think we'd love to see the progress of that.
For sure.
If we could get reports whenever, I mean, I don't know what's a good timeline to,
Yeah.
but it would be beneficial for all of us to see
Definitely.
this.
Yeah. And that's the goal, is to be able to share with you and across other departments as well, just to see how we're operating
Yeah.
as a whole.
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you. So I was going to ask, are we leading this work or catching up in this work as it relates to other, if we're comparing apples to apples in other counties of our size, are we leading this work or are we kind of catching up?
I believe we're catching up.
We're catching up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I came from other positions where we were using energy management software, and it's definitely something that's out there in the marketplace that people are taking advantage of. So I think it's definitely time for us to be able to get in the game and improve our efficiency overall.
Awesome. And one more question, Madam Chair. So I know there was documents that stated that this work started November 1st. Did it start November 1st or no? Okay. There was paperwork that said that the services for the dashboard would begin on November 1st, but it's actually based upon what we do today in full board.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. Nothing will begin until commission approves.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Sure. Anyone else? Okay, this will be interesting.
We're
sure.
looking forward to the data.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Item 10,
Oh, I'm sorry.
requesting commission approval of an intergovernmental agreement with the city of Woodhaven for improvements to Civic Center Park.
Okay. This is the
Park.
commission millage money. Any questions on this? All right, thank you, Madam Clerk. Okay, we could take a vote now, right?
Correct.
All right,
Move approval. Support.
all right, we have an approval and a support to move these items onto full board. Madam Clerk, can you call the roll?
Commissioner Kinlock,
Yes.
Commissioner Clemente,
Yes.
Commissioner Baydun,
Yes.
Commissioner Palomero.
Yes.
Chair Mareki,
Yes,
motion carried.
okay, thank you. Next item.
Moving back to the addenda, item 14, discussion with the Department of Public Services regarding placement of a traffic signal at the intersection of West McNichols Road and Greenview Avenue in the city of Detroit.
Okay.
Where is the commission? Let's see.
Is that direct?
Good morning, Madam Chair. Good morning. I have here with me our chief, the traffic engineer,
Okay,
and I'd like to distribute this since we don't have the slide.
yeah, sure. Someone will distribute it for you.
Good morning, Madam Chair. Good morning, Commissioners.
All right.
I'm Pete Milenkovich from the Wayne County Traffic Department. I'm a senior licensed professional engineer there. Yep. So recently we were asked to evaluate 6 Mile and Greenview for a possible signal as part of a traffic calming situation. Based upon community complaints and a recent accident there. So we evaluated the intersection by doing a traffic signal warrant analysis, which involved evaluating the history of the accidents at the signal over the last 10 years. And also we measured the volumes of the signals to see if a volume warrant was met for a signal. We found that the warrants were not met by the volumes or by the accidents. The site only had about 40 accidents since 2015, which averages to about 3 or 5 per year. So there's not really an accident issue at this location. Although along the entire stretch of 6 Mile from McNichols from Outer Drive to Southfield, there are accidents there. They would not be solved by adding a signal at this location. So, 6 Mile is a minor arterial road has about 16,000 vehicles per day on it. It's designated as a Class A route. It has 2 lanes in each direction with an adjacent parking lane. So it's already got some very narrow traffic calming lanes there. The issue is really that driver behavior and pedestrian behavior there contributes to some of the accidents that we do see there, unfortunately. We are going to be trimming some of the trees that are covering some of the speed limit signs and asking Wayne County to increase enforcement there, along with placement of some radar feedback speed limit signs to help enforce and give some feedback to the drivers that, hey, we're watching you and you guys should not be speeding. Unfortunately, these aren't long-term solutions. They don't work in the long run. The only real issue here, I think, for a future potential project for traffic calming is a lane diet. But the volumes are so high that it's really going to have to need a comprehensive corridor study to see how traffic will react to losing of a lane. In addition to that, I think that the curbs would have to be extended to create parking bays for the existing businesses because we can't eliminate parking on this road. That has to serve the businesses there. So we're kind of stuck in a holding pattern with this road until we can study it further to see if a lane diet is a possible solution. Is there any questions?
Commissioner Kinlock.
I appreciate this study, because residents came to the commission very concerned about, what they understood, the circumstances and the conditions that, they believed that warranted a traffic signal here. So based on your safety action plan, how long would, or will you, continue to look at this area, as relates to the lane diet, recommendation? But also, police presence is absolutely helpful in situations like this. And so have you, or whose responsibility would it be to contact the sheriff's department, for having additional patrols there, but specifically, possibly talking to him about the sheriff reserves, actually adding this to some, one of the tasks that they can undertake, as well as the mounted trailer. I think those are some immediate things that you could probably move towards to bring address some of the concerns that the residents are having in that area.
The sheriffs and things like that, I have not been involved with talking with them. That's something that's been brought up, but I don't know if there's been some background reach out or anything with us.
So the commissioner for this area, I believe all commissioners will get this. And individuals who choose to listen to this meeting, they can also get the additional information. So yep, so I believe that the appropriate persons will communicate with the sheriff's department regarding this issue.
And just on that, would it just be a sheriff enforcement, or could Detroit police help with the enforcement?
Everybody all the police can enforce.
Yes.
Yeah,
so they do.
the sheriffs, we can't control the sheriff, the Detroit police, but we can reach out to them. But a police presence along with feedback signs
Period. Right. Yeah.
does work.
Yeah.
Short term.
Yep.
But you know,
Behavior.
the behavior starts to change the longer the signs are out there. That's why I don't think permanently installing signs is a real solution at this time.
So it's mostly these type of accidents are mostly because of speeding.
No, the serious accidents that I saw there were unfortunately impaired driving.
Oh.
And there was the one fatality which occurred at our drive was a motorcycle driver who, when the signal turned yellow, he accelerated and tried to pass a vehicle and hit another vehicle that was turning. That's not the type of accident that can be fixed with a signal. So, that's education and community things like that.
Commissioner Clemente.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just a question in the safety action plan. You're purchasing trailer mounted speed limit feedback signs. We don't have those on hand.
No, we don't have those.
Okay, so that's something that we have to purchase.
Yeah.
About how much do those cost? And are they rented or are they purchased?
I guess renting is an option right now. Get those immediately. I guess we didn't consider that. If we have a contract to do that, I'm not in roads, so I don't know exactly what kind of open POs they have.
So this is not I see them around. I also see ones that are like solar powered
Yep.
mounted.
This would be a
too.
solar powered trailer mounted, so you can move it to any location. And
And we do not have one of those at all in Wayne County.
these are typically enforcement related things, and
Oh.
and typically road or traffic has not been involved in the enforcement aspect of this.
But this says Wayne County roads.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're trying something new.
Very good. Is there going to be a conflict of interest between law enforcement and county roads having this?
No, we're just displaying the speed limit and letting people know how fast they're driving, and we don't have any enforcement powers. We're not going to be
Gotcha.
sending people tickets in the mail or anything like
Right.
that. It's just data collection and feedback to the drivers.
Okay, thank you.
Commissioner Baydun.
Thank you, Madam Chair. What was the speed limit again on 6 Mile there?
35 miles an hour.
35. According to your traffic study here, there's about 16,000 vehicles per day
Mhm.
on 6 Mile.
Yes.
How do you compare that to 7 Mile in Greenview where there's a traffic signal there?
I don't have the data on 7 Mile. I did look at 7 Mile in Greenview, and believe it or not, there's more accidents at that intersection than there are at 6 Mile in Greenview because of the signal. There's
Is there
the
like,
same amount of angle accidents and almost 3 times the amount of rear ends there.
on 7 Mile, are there like 2 lanes in each direction, also like 6 Mile?
7 Mile and 6 Mile have very similar cross sections with 2 lanes in each direction and adjacent parking.
I mean, it would be interesting to find out the traffic count on 7 Mile.
I did look at that signal and we installed that signal in 1960. So, it's kind of hard to really figure out what the criteria they used in 1960 was for that signal. Honestly, it may not meet current criteria to install a signal, but Wayne County doesn't really go around looking to take them down unless they create safety issues or things like that.
Okay, thank you.
Commissioner Wilson.
Yes. Thank you, Madam Chair. Just looking at your study, and obviously I'm not an engineer, so I'm not here to question the integrity of this study. But from my personal perspective, I have an auntie lives on the corner of 6 Mile and Greenview,
Okay.
and I frequent her often. And so when I'm heading up Greenview North, making a left turn, which would be heading east, the volume, and of course during rush hour it's more intense, but Outer Drive and Southfield, I think that's when you have to make a left turn when you're going towards Southfield, I guess the timing of the traffic signals, the one at Southfield Expressway, and then I think the next one is down at I want to say Outer Drive. I think maybe
There's one at Outer Drive and there's one at Sunderland.
At Sunderland, that's at Sunderland. So in my estimation, there may be a timing issue with the traffic signals because I'm trying to turn left and head towards Southfield Road, but the traffic is coming from Outer Drive going east. So I have to wait for the signal, obviously at Southfield, to sort of time with the sure. So it's non-existent the last several times I've been in that area, and I had to wait maybe 2 or 3 lights before I can get a clearing so I can turn left. So again, not to doubt the integrity of your study, but from my personal edification, there seems to be maybe perhaps a timing issue in that area.
Yeah, I did not look at the timing permits at those intersections, but we can look at those to make sure that they're lined up and that they're running at the correct offsets. We can send our signal mechanics out there to make sure the timings are correct.
I appreciate that because again, I sat there and I waited, and I'm saying, should I go or should I not go? And you don't want to have to guess.
Yes.
And so thank you for that. Appreciate it. All right. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Sure. Commissioner Peterson Mayberry.
Thank you, Madam Chair. My question was also around what Commissioner Baydoun mentioned about the 7 Mile area, because there is a light there. I'm very familiar with the area, don't live too far from here. And I would be curious to know if that way we can compare apples to apples to see what the amount of volume is on 6 Mile versus on 7 Mile. My other question was around what Commissioner Kinlock mentioned. How long would we, with all of the safety action plans, so once everything is implemented, what's the timeline or best practice timeline look like before we decide that we need to do something different? Because I know we mentioned there were only 40 accidents since 2015. To those residents and business owners over there, 40 is one too many, especially when we saw pictures of cars being completely inside of buildings and, to that degree. So that, we don't want that number to grow. But I'm sure the commissioner who for that area will have a conversation with her community. But what's the timeline from once we implement all the safety protocols for the action plan before we decide if these things that we did address the issue? Because this isn't the only intersection where we have behavior issues. Waiting on you all to do another study on Outer Drive and the Lodge. But just because I know that that's the issue, like we can't, the behavior of people driving. So what's the timeline?
I guess there's no real timeline. We're always gonna have to monitor anything that we do, that we make changes on. We always continuously monitor them. Every year, we always look at accidents, just at the county in general, just to see if we missed stuff for any serious injuries or deaths that have occurred. And we just have to be vigilant, monitor it, and if something changes, then we have to make decisions, and I can't, that's something that everybody, has to make a decision to commit resources to fix the issue or find funding to do that.
Correct. Thank you. And I know the residents, they had plenty of pictures and videos, and I'm not sure if what they had was captured in this number, but that'd be interesting to know if we missed something here.
Well,
what is incorporated in.
Those accidents did happen but they're not fixable with a signal. They're, the signal will only fix like a T-bone type accident.
Mhm.
And when you have, people with adventurous driving,
Yeah.
going into the parking lanes to pass,
Mhm.
bouncing off them and bouncing into other buildings,
Mhm.
we can't fix that
It's
with
gonna
this
still
signal.
happen, and
Yeah.
people are gonna blow lights. even if
Yes,
the lights.
yes.
So, Yep.
Yeah.
yep. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Sure. Commissioner Palmera.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I don't want to take up the committee's time on this, but after the meeting, if you're available, there's a recent traffic study that was approved for downriver that was on Channel 4 today that you may have heard about regarding King Road near the Riverview landfill.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that.
Yes, that I would like to discuss with
Okay.
you briefly afterwards. Thank
Sure.
you. Appreciate it.
Okay, I just have one more question. At the end of your presentation, there's a 2022 preliminary estimate.
That's actually for King and Grade.
Oh, I was
It
going
was
to say.
discussed, yes.
Oh, okay. I'm like,
Yes.
that's coincidental. They're both named King. Okay,
No, yeah.
all right. Did you see this too? Okay, all right, great. Okay, well, thank you
I got
for.
to follow up,
Yeah,
Madam Chair,
sure,
please.
Commissioner Wilson.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. Sir,
Mhm.
is there you mentioned that you were gonna maybe take a look at the timing of the signals
Yes.
in that area are you gonna present that to us at the next meeting, or are you going to, because
I can.
you can present the data or the information? So
We'll look into it and I'll write a report and I'll give it to either Alan or whoever's going to be
We don't-
here. And if you guys need me
Yeah,
to
we
be
don't
here.
need that at a committee. They could
Yeah.
contact you with that.
The report will be sent to Ashley, and Ashley is
Okay.
going to distribute it to
Okay.
the commissioners.
that's fine, as long as I get a copy of the report, that's fine. Thank you.
Sounds good. Yep. Okay, thank you for being here and presenting this. And any other comments before? Okay, appreciate it because I know this was kind of a last minute thing. So yeah, appreciate the time and you presenting it. This puts things a little more in perspective for us.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
you.
thank you. All right, Madam Clerk, next item.
Moving back to the agenda, F, such other matters as may be properly submitted before the committee.
Okay, I've heard of none. Next item.
G, public comments.
Okay, anyone here in this room that would like to address the Committee on Public Services? Do we have any emails, Madam Clerk?
No emails were received.
Okay, how about hands on Zoom? Anybody on Zoom that would like to address us or on the phone?
There are no hands raised on Zoom.
Okay, seeing and hearing none. Next item. Next item.
Adjournment.
Okay, thank you.
Support.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you.